Welcome back. This is Bonita Creek RC, and today I got some new tires for my Ultra 4 buggy. Somebody on one of my videos commented, these don't really look like Ultra 4 tires, and no, he's right. These are like mud boggin tires. So I got these Little Guy Racing Parts CLAWHAMMERs, and also summer's coming up, and S5 doesn't really do well in the heat. They just lose forward drive. But I don't know how the Little Guy Racing Parts NL4 compound does in the heat. Hopefully they don't lose forward drive in the heat, but we're gonna find out. But I do know that S5 doesn't like it, so we're just gonna get some more tires that aren't S5. S5 works good when it's cooler, but in the summer they're just no bueno. All right, let's get these opened up. Man, these are so sticky. I really like the tread pattern. I don't know if you can see it in the shadow, but yeah, you can see it. That tread pattern looks very cool. These are a bit narrower than the Swamp Claws. These tires are 22 millimeters wide and I'd say 63 millimeters tall. On the sidewall, well, they're 2 millimeters wider than what they say, but the height is correct for what they say on the sidewall. Kind of have a very flat sidewall, and the side lug is pretty flat too, but the tread pattern is pretty cool. Oh yeah, and I think these are gonna have enough lug separation, and none of them are connected together. They all go down to the tire carcass, which Little Guy Racing Parts tires are known for having really thin tire carcasses. So it's like when you squeeze it, you see how the tread moves? Like each individual tread moves really easily, which is what you want. So if you get on something, oh yeah, these are gonna be good. See how it's kind of like I could spin it on my finger. It's just like wrapping up. These are gonna be amazing, I'm pretty sure. How sticky? Oh yeah, these are sticky. Look at that. And I've been handling that bottom one a fair bit, so let's see what two fresh ones together do. Oh yeah. See how long they can stay together? There it goes. That's crazy that they can make the compounds, if they can make the tire compounds like this. Oh, it stuck to the table and then it didn't want to lift. Okay, let's get some sound. Yeah. I really like this compound. And these are some of the, like, Little Guy Racing Parts NL4 is one of the best compounds on the market right now. Followed by, I think, J Concepts Green, Endura S5, and then DJ Crawler has some really good compounds too, but I don't know the names of them. All right, we got this thing powered up, and we'll go see how these tires do so that we know, so then we can compare them to the CLAWHAMMERs. Okay, let's see how the Swamp Claws do. It's 88 degrees, so it's on the edge of what S5 is comfortable in performing with. Much higher than that, and I don't think the S5 will do too good. Oh, let's see, there's some wheel slip. Normally it doesn't have any hesitation, but just had a little bit there. And I also don't think these tires really liked the 33% overdrive that this thing has. Let's see how it does here. Oh, got the axle stuck. Oh, kind of pivoting around. So I need to get the back end over a little bit. I have the reverse pegged right there. Here we go. So up to that point, that's very solid, but let's see what it does here. Pull up. It's trying. So you just have to give it a little steering, try and get it in the right spot. I don't think it's going to be able to pull it back into the little groove, so I'm going to have to do a reverse. Okay, try and pull it back. No. Reverse. See if it wants to do it with the super slow. Oh, it's kind of cogging there. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's see. Or lifting a tire there. It's kind of weird. You try and swing around the edge there. Yeah, there we go. Just had to swing around the edge and grab it. So I had to turn to the passenger side for real quick there, because if that rear tire doesn't get on top of that, it'll catch on the axle housing. So let's see. That's pretty good. And like I said, it is a little bit warm for these tires right now. And yeah, I think the CLAWHAMMERs will be able to get more steering out of them because they are a few millimeters narrower. These ones hit the cage right on the corner behind, like right there. Like there's still a fair bit more steering I could get out of the axle, but I can't get it because it hits. Okay, let's see how slow we can go up this. This tests pretty much just the forward drive of the tire, but sometimes the vehicle doesn't have the weight distribution to be able to do it, and it topples over backwards. But let's see. It doesn't want to do it really slow. Let's give it a little bump. Yeah, it goes right up with a little bump. So we'll have to see if the CLAWHAMMERs do better, if they can do it slower. Okay, so let's see how the Swamp Claws do on this. That block is pretty warm in the sun, so see how they do. Although they're kind of greasy, they don't like the heat. Let's try really slow. They're just trying to get on at the bottom, so let's get up on it. So I have to keep up that much throttle to maintain where I'm at. I go faster, I get move up a little bit. Oh, I fell off there. I got caught on the pumpkin, so let's see. That's not good. See, this is what happens when S5 gets too hot. Ooh. Because when it's cooler, these tires will do it without any wheel slip, and it just goes straight up it. I'm gonna try and make it. And we're just gonna have to see how much throttle it takes. And okay, so let's see. Got the axle caught a little bit. Try and go that way a little, try and catch the edge of that block right there. I fell off. And doesn't want to do it. Okay, this obstacle is a lot cooler since it's in the shade. So let's see how it does on here. The tires are still warm, and this is dirt also, so let's see what the forward drive looks like on dirt. Well, the back end went around. Okay, just got caught on the belly for a little bit there. Okay, back on the bench, these tires did struggle a bit because of the heat. It's just the rocks collect heat from the sun, and then they actually are hotter than the air around. So the rocks are probably around 90-95 degrees. And the S5 compound just does not work good in high temperatures. So we're gonna have to see how NL4 compound does in higher temperatures. I do think that NL4 is a fair bit stickier than S5, but some compounds can be really sticky and do good in the heat. But I don't know, I haven't tested any other NL4 tires in the heat. So let's get these tires mounted up. I've already mounted up 3, and they've been mounting pretty easy. It is a pretty sticky compound, so you do kind of have to work the bead a bit. But yeah, and I'm using the stock foams for testing, but I'll probably put the silicones in there later. And when you go to do the silicones, if you were using the beadlock ring for the venting, like if you drill a hole in the beadlock ring, it won't work because the silicone will seal it, and then your tires won't be vented, and they'll have air pressure inside, and they won't conform as good. So if you're going to use the silicone inserts, you need to punch some holes in the tire. I like to do it on the sidewall, like on here. I have a hole punched there and a hole punched there, and I put that on the inside so that way you don't see it. But you can do it in the top of the tread, but I don't prefer that way. I highly recommend this Injora screwdriver. It's a 0.05 inch, and that's for the little SCX24 screws. It's slightly magnetic, and it also has a very accurate tip on it, and it's so much better than using an Allen. For like 10 months I had just had the Allen. I just kind of do that with the Allen, and I actually got pretty quick at it. But these only cost like $5, I think, so it's definitely worth getting one of these. It'd probably be better just to buy the whole pack and then have one for all the sizes, but I only bought the one, and the other ones I use just a normal Allen for, because there's not near as many of them. But for these tiny ones, it's very nice having a screwdriver. Okay, I just got the Little Guy Racing Parts claw hammers mounted up on here, and man, they look cool. And these foams are really soft. Like the sidewall just squishes a lot. So I'll probably be doing the silicone inserts, but see, like that, it just mashes all the way over. It's the same thing with my Little Guy Racing Parts black labels on my AX24. They just smash over a lot, but they work good on that one. That's a pretty light rig, so it needs the softer foams. You know, these actually seem kind of firm vertical, and then just no sidewall. So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to see how they do, but I can't imagine that I'm not going to use those. So let's go hit the course. Okay, first time out on the course. These tires haven't even spun all the way around on the dirt. I just set it down. Man, those tires look nice. All right, let's see how they do. know what, that was pretty good. At the beginning, the tire got caught underneath that lip right there, and then they just picked up fresh dirt and they haven't broken it at all. And like the compound is still very, very sticky, and they just picked up fresh dirt, so that'll get rid of some traction for right now. But man, the reverse speed's slow. All right, let's do that again. I'm gonna go a little more to the left this time. Yeah, they're pretty good. Okay, let's see how they do. No, I think these tires don't like the very low RPM as much, and they like a little more speed. So you go a little faster, like here. Yeah, they'll get better as they scrub in, but yeah, I think the foams might be just a tiny bit over firm vertically, and then they're too soft on the sidewalls. Okay, let's see how they do going this way. Okay, I'm gonna have to go for the, try and go around the side there. Yeah, there we go. Oh, but the rear axle got caught there. They're very maneuverable tires. The steering's very accurate. Okay, let's see how they do here. I'm gonna try very slow and see what they can do. I think if there's just enough to get past the little transition where the back tires are, I think it would do it. Ooh, just a little more throttle. It's gonna need a little more than what low has. So we'll just put it up to medium. Get the suspension to re-unload. It's kind of funny when you back up, the suspension all raises up. They're kind of similar to the Swamp Claws, but these tires are more maneuverable. So I think it can do it slower. Oh yeah, I just need to keep it on the, I just need to keep them going straight. Okay, let's see how they do here on the River Rock. Wow, that is really good. Okay, let's go over this straight. See how they do. Little steering. Okay, had a little fall back there. The counter steer. There we go. I caught it at the right spot, and then they went straight up. Yeah, these are doing good. And also the tires have to get to know the inserts, so they have to get mushed around a bit and to get seated in there right. And after that, they will perform a fair bit better. So I'll probably give them like a half hour to get used to each other in there. Okay, let's see how it does here. It's not quite as, the block's not quite as warm as it was before. Let's see, do a little steering. This block is very slick. Well, that's much less throttle. Okay. See, trying. No, I haven't been able to do that maneuver with this one. You kind of need portals to be able to go around the side and catch that lip. Yeah, I don't know. These might not like the big overdrive either. Okay, let's try super slow. Oh, almost, but the rear end fell off. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this one doesn't have quite as much ground clearance as like my Ascent 18. My Ascent 18 was pretty good on this, just because of the portal axles. It's kind of difficult to get past that with straight axles. All right, here we go on the dirt section over here. Let's see how they do. I think these are gonna do better on the dirt. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Pretty maneuverable. Oh yeah, really maneuverable. The steering is a lot more accurate with these. It's just, yeah, a lot better. The boggers don't have as much, I don't know. The bar style lug on the Swamp Claws, they're just kind of like a mud bogger tire. They don't have as good a steering response as these. The forward drive seems similar, but these are a lot more accurate with the steering. Okay, I'll just do this one more time. Just gotta go a little more to the right there, and then cut back. You see how the front end just moved up, just pulled around real easy. Okay, let's see if I can pull it back. No, it's just pushing there. Let's just go that way. All right, back on the bench. I really like these tires. They did pretty good. I'm not quite sure how the heat affected them. I need to test them when it's like super hot and then see how these tires work when it's cooler, but it'll just kind of take some time to figure out stuff like that. I feel like these were a little over firm vertically, and then they were way too soft sideways, and they'd kind of mush over a bit. So I am going to try these Endura silicones in there, and I can trim them if they're too firm, but these are very soft. Yeah, these are pretty good. The forward drive was about the same as these Endura Swamp Claws, but these CLAWHAMMERs have a lot more they have a lot more responsive steering, which is really helpful. And now these do have a lot of hours on them, so they're scrubbed in really nice. I don't know if you can see the edge there, but these are scrubbed in real nice, and these are about as good as they're going to be right now. And these were fresh, and then they got the first dirt stuck to them, so they didn't do as good on the first time because the dirt just stuck to it for the first time, and it was just all up on the tread. So yeah, and the inserts kind of got to know each other, and they're a bit softer, and they would just work a little better. Yeah, and plus these tires look they look really cool, and they look a little better on this one than the Swamp Claws. They look a lot more Ultra 4 like. Yeah, I highly recommend these tires. They're pretty good. I want to thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you see, and we'll see you in the next one.